feeling like I'm academics. Can't ride no wave.
Okay, brother. I can't do that. I can't do the voice. This guy is just, he was too Jamaican for me. Or too African, or whatever it is. So if you guys don't know, Peter Nygard is a fashion designer who essentially was convicted for having a sex trafficking ring. What he would do, he would get these young aspiring models. He had a lot of wealth, a lot of access, and also he was a gatekeeper to modeling for these young women. He would get them sometimes, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, underage. He would bring them to other countries and essentially fuck them all, okay? He would have private jets. It's kind of very similar to Jeffrey Epstein in a way. And apparently they're saying that Daphne Joy, who's 50 Cent baby mama, is linked to him, which, by the way, this would be before 50 dated her. I'm actually surprised why 50 would even date Daphne if she was linked to this guy. But actually, I know a girl who was linked to this guy. This guy was getting I don't want to say getting pussy because this guy was sex trafficking people, but he was doing a lot.
No copyrights to the music, no copyrights, fair use.
Peter Nygard's name has been recognized here in the Bahamas for years, but arguably never more so than right now, with all the headlines about rape allegations and lawsuits. We're on our way to a private location to meet with the women behind those claims.
It was me, my sister, and my cousin were inside the mall on a Saturday, and then we ended up passing Nygard Slim store.
In a class action lawsuit filed in New York, she's among the first to come forward, called Jane Doe Number 1. And this is the first TV interview about her experience with Nygard. Just graduated from grade 9, she was shopping for pants at the Nygard store in the Bahamas.
Nygard came, took my measurements because he said he wanted to make sure all his customers have something that could fit them. And we went to the front and took pictures.
This is Peter Nygard himself.
Yes.
Did you know who Peter Nygard was then?
Yeah, and we had a key in the Bahamas, Nygard key.
And you knew he had a fashion
Yeah, the store
company.
name after him.
What she says happened next is now a familiar plot in the Bahamas.
He asked me about the modeling, and then this lady came and took my number.
Did you in fact hear from her?
3 days later, she told me she was coming to pick me up and what time to be ready for.
You're being picked up at your home and taken to Nygard Key?
Yeah, we had dinner. I still thought we were going to have this discussion about the modeling.
And did he in fact mention that?
No. But after he told me, let's go somewhere quiet so we discuss business.
Where did you go?
To his bedroom.
You gotta really decide in your head just what is it you want to do, and in a systematic way you drive yourself towards it. And then you have to say, okay, if I'm going to do this, this is what I have to do to get there.
It is not hard to find.
Chat. It was I've read certain stuff about this guy. This guy was such definitely. I think most of these guys you got to call a sex addict, but he was so like addicted to this lifestyle. Supposedly he would get, and this is what I'm saying. In these cases, we're hearing a sanitized version. Even the crazy shit you're hearing with the semen is still sanitized. What was said about Peter Nygard is that he caught so many STDs, and he had them untreated. He was giving out STDs as well. That supposedly his penis, this is how women described it, that his penis was like fucking, it looked like a mushroom or some shit like that. Like, I don't know, but they were saying it was because the dude would just keep fucking, catching 3, 4, 5 STDs. Like your immune system, I think over time maybe could kind of get rid of certain stuff, but certain stuff not really. The nigga was just, yeah. Like, I think I could Google that. Peter Nygard. Pause. Me Googling Peter Nygard penis. Oh, maybe the person was lying. It says the complainant was lying. He said he had a very small penis. What the fuck? But they were saying it was like disfigured because, and they said it was disfigured because of all the STDs this nigga caught. They never treated. I don't know.
Peter Nygard boasting about his business prowess or his humble beginnings.
We didn't have running water. We didn't have heat.
Born in Finland, he arrived in Canada in 1952, the son of immigrants to Manitoba. By 1966,
I don't care about this part of it. I just want to hear the stories.
On my sweatpants, and he penetrated me.
According to the lawsuit, Peter Nygard raped both Jane Doe number 1 and Jane Doe number 3 when they were 14 and 15 years old, respectively.
I've seen on numerous occasions females come, they are told that they're going to be the next top model, and it's nothing. After he already sexually abused them, he takes them and he forgets them just as quick as they come, as quick as they go.
The Fifth Estate has been
He's a Canadian Jeffrey Epstein.
investigating allegations like these for years, since our first Nygard documentary, which aired in 2010.
The pamper parties had nothing to do with trying to find a model. It was basically to procure women so that he would have the pick of the litter to decide who he was going to bed for the night.
Michelle and Alan May worked for Nygard as his property managers in the Bahamas. That's when they met a young woman from the Dominican Republic named Maribel Rodriguez.
I think she was like 17 and she could hardly speak any English. And
She was
So notoriously, the creeps of Jeffrey Epstein and Peter Nygard, they would do their bidding in the Caribbean. They would take women from around the Ottawa, Winnipeg area of Canada, right? I think even Montreal as well, but also I think certain people from the United States and also some locals. They would, because of his status of being this like fashion mogul, he would say, yo, listen, you want a career? Okay, cool. Come get down with me. We're going on a trip, He'd fly them out, fought the shit out of them. Again, they weren't with this, but a lot of them were under this idea that, oh, this is the way to get to be a big model. I forgot how much, like, with all the drugs that were involved in that, but essentially, he was on some, this dick is America's next top model's judge. So if you want to be a model, you got to please this dick. You feel what I'm saying? And then, you know, what him and Jeffrey Epstein did, they started being so prolific at their sex trafficking. They used to bring their other homies and say, yo, you want to fuck some, you know? And then they would go and fuck these people together.
she thought she was coming to be a model.
Late one night, the Mays said something took place at Nygard Key that frightened her.
She just panicked, just started screaming and crying, and she ran out, and she actually ended up finding us.
When we first reported on that in 2010, Peter Nygard's lawyer sent us a statement from Maribel Rodriguez, insisting her stay was pleasant and fun, and calling Nygard a real gentleman.
So I first met Maribel Rodriguez on a trip to Dominican Republic, 2012. Maribel was there in the blue top.
Stephen Ferraglio says after Maribel's supposed vindication of Nygard in 2010, she soon found herself on his company payroll.
From then on, she became kind of like a personal assistant. She was often the closest in proximity to Nygard. I got to know her fairly well. She told me about her son and her mother were in Dominican Republic. Maribel is in the red. To kind of attract and keep the girls around, Nygard would promise them things, and these two girls in specific, he promised photo shoots.
1, 2, 3.
Maribel Rodriguez would travel the world with Nygard, and the traveling party he calls his girlfriend.
Thank you, Peter. It's an opportunity. Nice.
But as we'll show you, what might look like fun and games for people like Rodriguez was often anything but.
Yes, they travel with him, but mistreats them sometimes, verbal abuse, mental abuse.
And what happens if they try to leave against his will?
They're held hostage.
Literally kept?
Yes, the passports are automatic.
Okay. So there's a whole thing on Nygard. I recommend you guys watch all these things. I think that's on Netflix as well. Hey, what I do want to, so let me give a little more cohesive like trace of what the fuck is happening. So, or the point I was trying to make. So Peter Nygard, his Ghislaine Maxwell is this woman. So you know a little bit about Peter Nygard now, right? So Peter Nygard, his Ghislaine Maxwell, which is his right-hand woman, which in Diddy's case, if we're comparing Diddy to Jeffrey Epstein and Peter Nygard, his Ghislaine Maxwell clearly is Christina Karam. Peter Nygard's Ghislaine Maxwell was someone named Suelyn Madero, okay? This is her here. But she was the person who they said facilitated a lot of the shit. By the way, you know, after that nigga went to jail, she looked like she landed on her feet, huh? Oh, man. Yo, these women, they'll facilitate the shit because really they only care about the money. They don't care if nobody else is getting victimized. They facilitate this and third. When the government come in, they snitch. Or not snitch, but they cooperate, and then they go back to, they just go get another guy because, you know, as long as their beauty hasn't faded, they're so good. Suelyn Madero, Peter Nygard. Okay? Let's look that up. Model talent agencies among co-conspirators named, okay? This is him and her. Okay? So, by the way, you should be able to tell. Pretty young girl. They're with this guy. Guy looks old as dirt. You know what I'm saying? And the lawsuit claimed that she trafficked women for Peter Nygard, right? So let's look at that connection real quick. Here we go. Okay. Just give me 1 second. Which one's?
Definitely.
And so, how does you never been to the island with Peter Nygard though?
I've hung out with Peter Nygard.
Oh, we got to get in the
I know exactly, and I never went on that island.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So for those of you that don't know who Peter Nygard is, he pays women to shit on them, right?
Yes.
Okay.
God
and
damn.
What?
He's a billionaire who owns a private island. Shout out to Suelyn Madero. She's been there a lot of times.
Wasn't that his girlfriend? Like he bought a Ferrari for her and the whole nine. And
yeah, but I heard the house mother wasn't happy with her. She got that Ferrari taken. I don't know all this. Wait, let me talk to this is my girl.
So Suelyn Madero got the Ferrari. She was starting to like help out supposedly.
Listen, let me tell you why I like her. Because these girls out here in Hollywood really be trying to be coy about this Hollywood shit. And it's real out here. This is a different culture. It's a different environment. And that people are out here making money. Whether it's through social media, whether through spending time, whether it's flying to an island and getting shitted on. Because I tell you, the way some of my bills show up in the mail, I'll get shitted on for a good check.
You'll get shitted on or you'll shit on?
I'll paint that shit all over my face and let you treat me like Play-Doh, motherfucker. You put shit right here, you put shit right here. I wouldn't give a fuck. What you gonna say?
So wait, have you been to the island, you say, right?
Yeah, I've hung out with Peter Nygard a couple times.
But you ain't do no shitting.
No, I didn't do any shit.
You did some fuck.
Okay, wait, hold on. Does he like to shit on girls or like to get shit on?
He likes getting shitted on. Yes. Yeah. The reason why I know, because now you guys are like, well, something's not adding up.
I was legit just in my head thinking,
Melissa, you wouldn't let anybody shit on you? Let me set it up first. Hold on. Peter Nygard, billionaire, flies you to a private island, has all the cocoa butter you have to rinse it off and to moisturize after he paints you with a bunch of diarrhea. Would you do it?
I can't. No. And let me tell you something. Hold on. Let me tell you something. I have gotten the invite to go to that island.
Wow.
And I never, ever went. I wish somebody would try to say
$1 million.
I'm setting that up.
No, you're not.
I'm going to go with you.
$1 million.
Because I'll be the friend that rinses the shit off.
You come with me and you get shitted on, okay?
How about this? We both get shitted on together.
What about you, Liz? You have a price?
No, I think if you actually play your cards right, you can get paid for not doing anything. Because that was my situation with Peter. They actually reached out to me and we're consistent. So when I finally went and hung out with him, I literally sat next to him at the poker table. You know, whatever he played, he won. He gave me some money, and that was how I got paid
But
for
most rich guys want pretty girls just to be in the room. Floyd Mayweather loves pretty girls to be around. He ain't hitting all them girls, and I think it's the perception because y'all have it so hard. You take a picture with any guy. We should take a picture. Yeah. We should take a picture today and.
Or does he like it?
Interesting. Okay, so we get to find out the Suelyn Madero girl is his Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, Suelyn Madero, apparently she was friends with Jane Doe, a.k.a. Daphne Joy. Okay? This is back in 2012. Suelyn Madero rumored to have threesomes with 50 Cent's lover, ex-lover, and boyfriend. Brazilian model Suelyn Madero had a birthday threesome with 50 Cent's ex-girlfriend Daphne Joy and her sex tape co-star, according to rumors. Gossip claims they have a wind of a freaky story involving the three. It was a celebration of Suelyn's 25th birthday in Los Angeles that ended with the three of them headed back, for some after-hour shit. We heard the three continued to party into the evening, well into the wee hours of the night after the clubs was closed. Where do you go after the clubs is closed? Sounds like a wild night. Freaky time. So it's Daphne Joy has been reportedly been in separate scandal of her own, claiming 50 Cent was once embroiled in beef with her. And listen, I'm gonna do a lot of connections here, Chad. Just tap in. Daphne Joy reportedly been in a separate scandal of her own with Gossip. Okay, also claiming 50 Cent was once involved in a beef with Joy's comedian boyfriend, D-Ray Davis, the star of Barbershop. Okay? D-Ray threatened to blackball Joy from the modeling industry after finding out that she left him for Fifth, but backed down because the rapper reportedly told him, back off or else. Okay? So now y'all see why the Nygard thing comes in. She's really close friend with the Ghislaine Maxwell of, by the way, chat, this is some underground sex shit going on. So Daphne Joy is really close with the Ghislaine Maxwell for Peter Nygard. So you understand why when Diddy starts suggesting certain stuff, maybe it's not the first time she ever heard of suggestions or that some of these entertainers or moguls have proclivities to these type of lifestyles. Remember, they're only fucking with billionaires. This is billionaire shit. Okay, let's not stop there, okay? Let's not stop there. As we mentioned, her comedian ex-boyfriend. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. Hold on. Give me a second. Let's look at this. Back in 2011, this was a tweet supposedly aimed at, how you model for Smooth magazine if your coochie bumpy. Team D-Ray Getter. LOL, no sauce. Bodyguard that. Yo, Brittany Daly, I've been good, right? Okay. At the time, it appeared to be nothing more than a breakup jab. But in light of recent events, people are interpreting this word as an allegation of, okay. Now, that also came up when Floyd Mayweather writes Instagram caption dissing 50 Cent. Here we go.
Yo, what up, guys?
This was
jealous.
Look, Curtis, confidential informant. You're mad because your oldest son, Marquise, mother doesn't want to be with you. Your son, your own flesh, your blood, want nothing to do with you. You haven't had a hit song on the radio in God knows how long, and you definitely ain't hot enough to sell records anymore, so Interscope dropped you. You're jealous of any rapper, athlete, or entertainer that's hot or got something going on for themselves. You're a certified snitch. We got paperwork to prove it. You talk about Ja Rule, but you stole his whole style and ran with it. You're the only self-proclaimed gangster that never put in work. You need to pay homage to the real 50 Cent. for stealing his name and his storyline. Your claim to fame was getting shot numerous times and living to tell it. That's gangster? Where at? You're currently living in a fucking apartment in Jersey. You're always at someone else's business just to stay relevant. You should become a blogger because it's obvious you don't have nothing going on in your life. Are you mad at Kanye West because he ended your career? The only thing you got going on is power, and everybody watches that because Ghost, such a dope-ass character on the show. You could leave the show and everybody will still watch Power. But out there in the real world, I'm the real Ghost. It's not a mansion in Connecticut that you're in debt for. That's a dump, a money pit, a oversized trap house. It was dope when Mike Tyson had it in the late 80s, early 90s, but you couldn't afford to maintain it. You're always talking about somebody's broke. But last time I checked, it was you, Curtis, that filed for bankruptcy, not Floyd Mayweather. So quick to gossip like a bitch. Well, why don't you tell everybody how you got herpes from DJ? DJ. Doing the math? Where are your memes at for that? Huh? Or better yet, post on how your Coca-Cola deal wasn't really $300 million, you fucking liar. Tell how that spinning G-Unit necklace that somebody got robbed for was fake. Just remember, I was with you every day, and your driver, Bruce, was also my driver. I know where all the bones are buried, so be easy, Curtis. And by the way, I never asked to borrow no money. Don't ask to borrow no money from me. Y'all putting together these pieces? Peter Nygard. Suelyn Madero or whatever her name is. Daphne Joy. Daphne Joy. D-Ray Davis. D-Ray Davis. 50 Cent. 50 Cent. Jason Derulo. Jason Derulo. Puff Daddy. Y'all getting it now? Now, this gets a little bit deeper, but I don't know if y'all want to go this hard. It gets slightly even more deeper. Hold on. I don't want to lose some of y'all. Give me 1 second. You know the question I do have to 50? I wonder how he found her. Because the way how Daphne Joy been operating, she been operating as, and I hate to call her this, but she's been operating like a escort for the better of 15 years. It's interesting when 50 calls her a little sex worker when she didn't start that after 50. She was doing it before. She's linked with Peter Nygard, who was literally sexually assaulting women and only really hiring women who were on some pay-for-play shit. She was doing threesomes with other people linked to Peter Nygard. How did you... And by the way, did D-Ray Davis ever talk about that? D-Ray. I don't know. D-Ray about to DM me too. D-Ray. How did you find her? Because women who move in those circles only usually deal with men that like those type of things.
Hi, Daphne. How you doing today? So how was the party at Pretty Little Thing?
It was really, really good.
Really? You got a lot of good stuff there.
I do. I'm a big fan.
So like, are you working with them now, or like, what's going on with you and them?
Yeah, I've actually been working with them for like 2-3 years.
Oh, okay.
They're awesome.
Okay, so you're kind of like an OG in the Pretty Little Thing game.
Yes.
What all are you working on right now?
I have my own
fashion brand right now, Daphne Joy collection.
Cool.
So you guys should check that out.
Check that out. Okay, sounds good. Well, good seeing you today. Thank you.
Sam, I see you texting me. We're thinking on the same realm. If there's so much dots to be connected here, so I do have how 50 met her. You know where she comes from? Just let's keep connecting dots here, guys. Oh, actually no, Nelly's ex. Nelly ex Chantel Jackson. Sorry, Miss Jackson. Okay. All of these women come from the harem of Floyd. Floyd has had one of the best harems known to man. Chantel Jackson. So Nelly's ex, who, remember, she was like, Chantel Jackson talks about Nelly. She said she told Nelly we should take a break, and that nigga went and wifed up. Look at this. Nigga, she looked so hurt. I felt so bad for her.
Think or have this make-believe story. I left because I wanted, initially, I guess, space to see maybe will the space bring us back together, or do I need this space because I just need to rip off that Band-Aid? So, and initially I wanted the space or the break to rip that Band-Aid off. So but no, like, no ill will, nothing bad. Just sometimes people don't work out. People grow apart. Like, sometimes one person might want to be still in the situation and the other person is like, this isn't working. It happens, you know?
Basically, her ass wanted to take a break from Nelly, thinking Nelly was going to chase her. Nelly told her deuces, upgraded. And then she's on Instagram looking like this, like, what? Nelly upgraded with a star, Ashanti, and had a baby with her, okay? Hollywood story. Okay. But this woman, before she was with Nelly, Chantel Jackson, Floyd Mayweather. She comes from the Floyd Mayweather harem. So does a lot of other women. I believe, wasn't Lena Syed even with Floyd? Or no, that's Taz Angel. Fuck. No. There's another woman. No, Ray J's wife, ex-wife, Princess Love, Floyd Mayweather. Chat. This shit goes deep. This goes deep. Princess Love used to be around. I don't want to get into the Princess Love stuff. Let's stick with Chantel Jackson. By the way, she sued him later. What's she suing for? Wow, here we go. Oh, she claimed Floyd abused her. Okay. I don't know who won this lawsuit. Who won the lawsuit? Whatever. Okay. So she sued him. But before she sued him, this was them. Here we go.
Like, gets cast off the island.
What do you mean?
You know, like,
what do you mean, baby? Talk
because
to me.
I mean, it just,
we know a few of them. Miss Jackson was casted off the island.
What do you mean? I mean,
she's never getting a life preserver. If she get a life preserver, I'm gonna pop that motherfucker myself.
Now, I know y'all are saying, get to the point. Chantel Jackson, who was with Nelly left, got with Ashanti. But before she was with Nelly, she was part of the harem. She was actually the lead. She was the lead woman on Floyd's harem, right? Now, Chantel Jackson, Daphne Joy. It's suspected that Chantel is friends with Daphne Joy. That's how people think. It's like a two-mans. You bring your girl, she brings her friend. 50, who is friend with Floyd, 50 meets Daphne Joy, wifes her up, puts a baby in her. So really, this is Floyd's. So when Floyd said, we know you caught that shit from Daphne, I know where the bones are buried. Floyd ain't capping. Because 50 doesn't meet his second baby mom until Floyd's main harem leader, Chantel Jackson, that was her friend. You can find a bunch of them. Look, Chantel and Daphne, look, courtside. See? It's a lot more there, chat. It's a lot more. That's them together right here. It's them together right there. Them together right there. I'll get a video of them being with Floyd together. Now, it was funny when Floyd said, you caught that shit from DJ, because the whole time I'm thinking, well, Floyd, didn't you fuck both of them? I don't know if he did, but it gets deeper. As I keep trying to tell you. Chad. Here we go. Let's go to YouTube. Floyd Daphne Joy, Chantel Jackson. Here we go. Now, Chantel continued to hang around Daphne even after 50 stopped talking to 50 kept hanging around Daphne, who still hung around Chantel, because Chantel stopped dealing with Floyd even after 50 and Floyd didn't get along. Hold on, I'm trying to find just trying to find like a good video for y'all. Here we go. Okay. All right. This is too much to find. Oh, here we go.
Welcome, that was around the house, gaining, negative press. Chantel killed,
Okay, anyway, she sued him. Who cares? So y'all like getting what I'm saying. This was Floyd talking about Chantel. Remember, Chantel, head of the harem, friends with Daphne Joy. You see the friends Daphne Joy has. Daphne Joy is friends with women in like almost this underground, y'all know what it is, right? She friends with the chick who's cool with Peter Nygard. We see what happened with him. Now, we ain't saying nothing about Floyd, but Floyd got a collection of girls, as we all know. Shit, he has a club called Girl Collection. Literally. Like, I don't know if y'all know. Y'all should know, right? Like, Floyd literally has a Floyd Mayweather club, Girl Collection. He has a literal club called Girl Collection. Literally. You get what I'm saying? But Floyd has been known for having them bad bitches. Like, his shit kind of resembles, like, the Taz Angels, except he's lit. The Taz nigga, people just thought was pimping, which I don't know what happened to him, but a lot of women came out of that harem, including Devin Haney's chick, who they're going through it now. That's a whole nother drama there. Like, the Taz Angels girls is a whole different thing. That's Miami, I think. But from the Vegas side, you get Floyd bitches. It's a lot you can start connecting here, chat. It's a lot. Anyway, let's get back to the Diddy trial a little bit. I don't need to play. Let me see. Did Floyd say anything about this?
I mean, that was a tumultuous relationship. I'm talking about somebody.
What you mean tumultuous? What you mean?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Bear.
I'm sorry.
There you go, using the big ass words, and that's now gonna get you in trouble.
I feel. I mean, I'm gonna tell you what happened. Okay, and I mean, we're gonna talk about this. Only one time people see me really go off on the deep end on social media.
Yep.
The reason
they don't know why though.
I'm gonna tell you, the reason why I did that is because of this. Mm-hmm. I feel that at least I deserve honesty. So when we was on, the show All Access, mm-hmm. And I went on there and I talked from the heart. Like, you know what?
It's not scripted.
I talk on All Access. I talk from the heart. I was like, yo, listen, I'm going through a lot within training camp is because, my lady sent me a sonogram. My lady sent me a sonogram, and she lost 3 babies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she lost 3 babies. It was 2 babies for sure, maybe 3. She lost 3 babies. So I'm like, man, a life is so precious, but 3 lives.
And you just talked about how much you love your kids and how much.
Yeah, I love my babies. And I talked about that, and I was going to show the sonogram on All Access. And I'm glad that I never showed the sonogram on All Access, is because it had marked abortion. So she had an abortion.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that she done it. I'm saying I was told that she done it because she didn't want to mess up her body. And I'm more like, we could have.
You paid for that body anyway.
It could have gotten right back.
So what he was saying was the only time that the world saw him really lose it publicly was
because
when
I didn't like that, because you put me in.
By the way, this is Daphne's like one of her best friends, right? Chantel.
If a woman could just leave me at the drop of a dime, if any woman,
Mm-hmm.
it don't have to be just Mitch Jackson. Any woman can leave me at the drop of a dime. If anyone could, it wasn't genuine love, no way.
Did you feel betrayed?
No, absolutely not. I feel like
when she lied to you about the miscarriage, did you feel betrayed?
I was hurt, and I'm gonna say this to the public. I was hurt. I love hard. When I give you, if I give you 100%, I expect you to give me the same thing. Mm-hmm. I cannot give you 100% and you give me
50, 80.
Then you give me 60. Then
even 97.
It's not genuine.
I feel if you get 100%, you deserve 100%, not 99.
Because
not 95.
when she came to me, and you gotta realize I was taking care. I just wanted the best for any woman that I was ever dealing with. I only want the best for them.
Mm-hmm.
If they're in my life or they're not in my life, I'm not here to say, "Oh, I hope you fail. I hope you know." I mean, I don't know what she's doing now, because the thing is, I don't have social media on my phone. I have better things to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you got
Daphne, Floyd, Chantel. Daphne, Floyd, Chantel.
$2 billion in real estate, and you got 3 jets.
You're kind of busy.
Oh man,
you got a lot going on.
Yeah,
and then I just got a new strip club that I'm opening up. I'm very, very busy. I'm not gonna sit right here and say that people that's around me has never came to me or sent me something and said, "Oh, look what's going on with Princess," or "Look what's going on with Miss Jackson." People say
Princess Love, Ray J wifed up and had a kids with. That's history. A lot of these bad chicks that everybody else adopted a lot of them came from Taz Angels or Floyd's harem. Floyd was getting these chicks first. And these chicks were more than happy to be in, because Floyd would treat them so well. If he had 6 or 7 of them, they probably had drama, but they were all on Floyd's team. Little by little, as they're aging, they realize, okay, I've gotten all the bags I could get. What's the next move? Yeah, maybe it ain't Floyd, TBE, but I could with all due respect, I could get a Ray J to wife me. I could go over here and go get a Jason Derulo and 50 and D. Ray Davis to wife me. It is what it is. Oh, shit. I can't give Floyd ain't whatever. Let's go over here. At least Nelly gonna just give me a one-on-one situation. You feel me? But Floyd had a lot of them joints first. Keep it a bean.
My thing is this. You know what I say? If they're in a better situation, that's better for them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want to be in a situation where I have to argue with a woman every day.
Mm.
And I tell Bad Medina the same thing. We go through a lot of ups and downs, and I say, sweetheart, you can't focus on that. What you need to focus on is your makeup line.
Mm-hmm.
You need to focus on being an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and the Floyd rabbit hole goes a lot deeper. There was another boxer that had a romantic interest in a girl that he was dealing with exclusively. She was one of the people supposedly on like Floyd's harem or something like that. The dude called Floyd, I believe, called Floyd on FaceTime and killed the girl and killed himself. It was a murder-suicide. So Floyd kind of been having him, but a lot of those girls that came out of that little thing, we're now seeing like all these names popping up is like, if you know in the industry, be like, oh, we know where this chick been around. You know what I mean? They might look good on Instagram, but yeah. So anyway, interesting. Lauren Collin is checking in.